Hello darlings, in today's video we are going to be doing a new segment that I am calling Tea Time Tales with me, Ashley. I'm drinking peppermint tea today, and originally I was going to do more writing based videos this week, but it's been a stressful week. And I was going to record yesterday, but yesterday was a particularly stressful day. And so I'm doing the Storytime video, the Teatime tale video, because it's quick and easy and something I know I can get done in time to post. But at the same time, I am filming something else that's more writing related that will hopefully be nice to watch. So today's tea time tale is going to be about
my sleep paralysis demon.
No, but seriously, it's going to be about my experience with sleep paralysis. So, from what I can tell from online, on TikTok especially, people like to talk a lot about sleep paralysis and their sleep paralysis demons, as they put it. I haven't had a lot of issues with sleep paralysis, but I've had a few incidences that are pretty interesting, and I thought I would share them. So, me and Shakespeare are going to tell you this tale, but not in Shakespearean, because that would be a pain that I don't want to go through. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this story of my experience with sleep paralysis. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that I think my experience with sleep paralysis is very different from other people's experience, because almost every time I've had sleep paralysis, it was with the same dream, and it ended up being a sleep paralysis state where I was also having a waking dream. And I don't know if that's the correct term, waking dream, but basically it's where you're still kind of dreaming, but your eyes are open and you know that you're trying to wake up, but you're still kind of dreaming. A lot of people who experience sleep paralysis will have a similar sensation, but they'll be able to see their room a little better, and they can see shadows and stuff. If you've ever seen The Haunting of Hill House, I think the way that they described it with Nellie's character is pretty accurate. So, my first experience with sleep paralysis, I was in middle school. I'm going to say I was maybe 14. I came home from school and, I was pretty much like, I hate school, it's terrible. And I was like, I want to take a nap. So I went upstairs and I just plopped down on the bed and stared at my ceiling and drifted off into sleep. Now, the dream is set up like this. I wake up. I'm in my childhood bedroom. It's painted red and black, and I'm with my best friend at the time, whose name was Savannah. And we were sleeping, just having a sleepover. And in this dream, I have two windows, which I did at the time, and we were sleeping near one of them, when suddenly water starts to pool in through the bottom crack of the door. And we hear the kind of trickling, and we wake up, and we look over to the door, and we're like, why is there water trickling through the door? And suddenly we start to hear a kind of splash and sloosh and a banging against the door. And then the door flies open, water pools in, it just floods the room. And it goes up to above the bed, so we're standing now, and we're ankle deep in water. And we hear something in the hallway thrashing. And we look into the dark hall. And we call out to my parents, I do believe. And we hear nothing but the thrashing. But after we called out, the thrashing stopped for a moment. And then there was a quiet kind of swooshing sound, like, and not so much like wind, but like when you can hear something swimming through the water. A big great white shark turns into the bedroom, and we freak out. And so we decide that we're going to jump out the window, because right at the window is a porch. And so we're like, we'll just jump onto the porch and we'll go into the house through the porch door and we'll figure out what's going on, or we'll let out the water. So we open the window and we jump onto the porch. So this goes kind of like I'm jumping out and I fall to my knees and I see wood. And as I go to stand up, the porch is gone. The neighborhood's gone. And all I see is sea all around me and one very long dock. And so we're just standing there on this endless dock, on this endless ocean. And we don't know what to do. When suddenly the shark starts to rip down pieces of the dock. So we start to run the opposite way. Then suddenly it's over there. And then we run the opposite way. And it just keeps doing this until there's very little dock left. And the shark is circling us. Just circling us. And so we're scared. I don't know how to swim in the dream or in real life, even now. And so I'm really freaking out because I don't know how to swim. She's a really good swimmer, a little water baby. And so she's like, if we get knocked off, I'll help you and we'll just try to swim away. To where? I don't know. It's an endless ocean. But you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. So we're just standing there holding each other, and then we start to feel bumps below our feet. And with each bump, we scream and we freak out until finally there's a bump hard enough that Savannah falls into the water. Okay? I believe she falls in first. And so I'm looking for her. I don't know how to swim. And so I'm just looking through the water looking for her. And I'll see her. There's another thrash, and then I fall into the water. Now I float down, and there's a post that's helping to keep up the dock. And I swim to the dock post. And I'm kind of holding onto it. And when I say swim, I mean poorly, because like I said, I don't know how to swim, but I was able to get to it because I was close enough to it. And I'm trying to figure out how to get back to the surface with my poor swimming without dying. And then I feel the movement of something behind me swimming fast. I look, but I don't see anything. Then something grabs my leg. I panic. I look back, and it is my friend. She notices that my feet are actually tangled in some type of kelp or sea plant. And so she rips that off and she's pulling me up to the surface. So she's swimming frantically and we're going up and up towards the surface. And then suddenly the shark gets her right in front of me. And there's just blood in the water coming down on me. I'm freaking out. I just keep going, just keep swimming up, doing the best I can, thrashing, moving, going. And then I'm almost there. I'm almost to the dock. And this is when the sleep paralysis started to kick in. So in real time, the dream was really freaking me out. And I was trying to wake up. And so at this point, I was in my waking, like, dream state. So I felt my body, and I knew that I was kind of trying to wake up, but I also knew I was in the dream. And I was trying to move, but I couldn't. It was just like little shakes, of me trying to get up. And I was just trying to open my eyes, and at one point in time I did open my eyes, and I saw my ceiling, but I still saw the dream. And so I was really freaking out, trying to get out of this dream. Back into the dream. As I was approaching the dock, I could feel the shark's mouth encompass my legs. And as its teeth started to sink in to my thighs, that's when I finally woke up. That's when I was finally out of my paralyzed state, and I sat up. Everything smelled of ocean water. I was drenched in a cold sweat. My muscles were kind of sore from trying to move so much, and I was freaked out. I had that dream 2 more times, and both times I had a sleep paralysis incident. And the dreams kind of varied sometimes about like how we died and stuff like that, like once we were in the water, but everything else was pretty much the same. And each time I had a sleep paralysis incident that really freaked me out. And that was all when I was a teenager. Since then, I've noticed I've had a few sleep paralysis incidents when napping. So when I nap sometimes, I guess my body tries to wake up too quickly from it, and I'll know I'm awake, but I've been feeling it in my mouth. Like I'll feel like a twitch in my mouth of like my muscles moving without my intent. And at first it'll really freak me out. It'll be like, what the fuck? Like it feels like someone's like putting their hand over my mouth or something. But then I just like calm down and I'm like, okay, it's just a twitch. And afterwards I think, well, maybe that's like a minor sleep paralysis thing, because like I'm not moving the rest of my body either, but it's like I'm trying to, but it's not as severe as when I was a teenager. Most of my nightmares that I consider nightmares, because I have nightmares that are like horror movies and I just consider those dreams because I think they're fun, but then like nightmares that actually scare me and like I wake up from, most of those have sharks in them. And I know it's an irrational fear, like I don't even live near the ocean. I live in Georgia and I'm in the middle of the woods, so it's not like something I have to worry about. But yeah, I don't know. I saw Jaws when I was young, and I was scared of sharks ever since. All that being said, though, I like sharks. I like learning about them. I think they're really cool. I just don't necessarily want to be near them. Yeah, I just don't want to be buddy-buddy with them, I don't think. Yeah. They haunt my dreams sometimes. They're always eating me, but they're pretty cool. And no one should hunt them or anything like that, because that's not cool. Sharks are really important, and they're actually dying down in the ocean, and without sharks, the ocean will die. So I'm just gonna throw that in there. We need sharks. Don't hurt them. So. But that's it for today's video. If you've had a sleep paralysis incident, why don't you share that with me in the comments below and tell me your story. I will read it happily and comment back, and it will be a fun story exchange. And if you've liked this video, please like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Teatime Tales with Ashley. Teatime Tales with Ashley. I forgot for a minute because I've changed it several times, so it is what it is.